13 Lives is the 2022 American biographical survival film based on the Tham Luang cave rescue, directed and produced by Ron Howard, from the screenplay written by William Nicholson. The film stars Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell, Joel Edgerton, and Tom Bateman. 13 Lives was released in select theatres on July 29, 2022 by United Artists Releasing and began streaming on Prime Video on August 5, 2022. The film was originally scheduled for full theatrical release by United Artists Releasing on April 15, 2022, but then was postponed to November 18th in response to the best test scores in MGM's history. In May 2022, however, the film was brought to current release date due to Amazon's acquisition of MGM in March. It had been announced in April 2020 that Ron Howard was to direct the film, with William Nicholson writing the screenplay. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, who would acquire rights to the film the next month. In March 2021, Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell and Joel Edgerton were among the cast announced to star in the film. Filming began on March 29th in 2021 in Australia and was also shot in Thailand. The film's score was composed by Benjamin Wallfish. On June 23, 2018, 12 boys of the junior football team Wild Bulls and their assistant coach leave practice to explore the Tham Luang cave. When the team failed to arrive at a birthday party organised by their parents, their families head to the caves, only to find them flooded and the boys missing, their bikes left at the entrance. The parents immediately alert emergency services. The Royal Thai Navy SEALs arrive to search for the missing boys, led by Captain Arnott, but find the dive too difficult to locate the team. Vernon Unsworth, a local British caver, shares his extensive knowledge of the complex and dangerous caves and suggests the authorities get in touch with the British Cave Rescue Council. British cavers Richard Stanton and John Voltherlin attempt the dive, finding the boys and their coach 4 kilometres from the entrance. In an attempt to deliver wetsuits to the boys in preparation for the rescue, former Thai Navy SEAL Saman Kunan drowns. Meanwhile, hundreds of volunteers try to prevent increasingly poor weather conditions, including a water technician from Bangkok who gains permission of local farmers to divert water from the mountain onto their fields, destroying their crop with the help of local volunteers. Realizing the boys will have to be removed from the cave via a 6-hour dive, Stanton and Voltherlin contact Dr. Richard Harris, plus supporting divers Chris Jewell and Jason Mallison. With permission from the regional governor and minister, the divers sedate the boys, and with 1 diver per boy, carry each member out of the cave safely. Removed to hospital, the parents are reunited with the team. Now, I found this film absolutely fascinating. It's a tension-filled drama, made even more scary when you realize this happened in real life. In many ways, this is an incredibly touching story about what happens when people come together for something bigger than themselves, and how hard, brave, resourceful and dedicated all these volunteers were to save the life of these 12 boys and their coach. I mean, you just have to take your hat off to the real live cave divers here, who bravely and incredibly dived through the most horrendous conditions for over 6 hours, through tiny ditches and small crevices, in pitch black conditions, in murky water. The situation almost seemed improbable, impossible, and downright implausible. Yet these men, through their dedication, bravery and skill, achieved the impossible, and actually rescued these stranded boys. Colin Farrell and Viggo Mortensen are outstanding here as just normal everyday British guys. They both bring their heroes to life perfectly. No glitz, no glamour, just really down-to-earth people, often how real heroes are in real life. Both Farrell and Mortensen are incredible character actors, and once again they reinvent themselves for these roles, almost unrecognizable. Joel Edgerton is excellent as Richard Harris, the anesthesiologist tasked with the incredible responsibility of sedating the boys to get them out of the cave one by one. Yes, it was an incredibly risky undertaking, but it was the only way that this could be managed, as the boys definitely would have panicked and maybe drowned or hit their heads on the rocks. The local Thai cast are excellent too in the movie, and it really gives you an insight into Thai culture, which I found incredibly fascinating. The young actors playing the boys are incredible themselves, but you really have to give a shout out and a thought to the actual boys stuck in this cave that were sitting in the dark for 10 days and yet remained so calm through prayer and meditation. It's completely unbelievable when you really sit down to think about it. Also, the huge task of diverting that amount of water and how even the local farmers had to sacrifice their crop that year. It was just an incredible story of amazing bravery and personal sacrifice. The whole story, frankly, is an inspiration of what can be done when people work together. Ron Howard, once again, is absolutely fantastic. Of course, he's a phenomenal director, so I wasn't really surprised to see that. What he does, though, so well is he captures the human aspect of this film. He captures the incredible, heroic, courageous bravery of the volunteers that helped to save these boys. This is an incredible story in what could have been a major disaster, instead turned out into a fantastic story of the test of the human spirit, tenacity, and outright courage. Even at 147 minutes, the movie holds your attention fully and never lets you go. Well made, fascinating, with a fantastic insight into what could have been a major disaster and turned out into a major feat of ultimate heroism. For me, what this movie does is it retells the story accurately and with a lot of respect. And it's a tale that will stand the tests of time on its own, without any Hollywood glamorizing. 13 Lives gets a 9 out of 10.